Hello and good morning. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can get a hot mic today. Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing? It is so good to see all of you today. It's Tuesday. It is Tuesday. So let's go ahead and get into what we are doing today. Y'all already know that this is 11 a.m. Talk with Angel Charmaine, and I welcome you all into the space. I'm going to try my best to get you all in and out of here within 30 minutes, but sometimes I get a little long winded. I'm working on it. And so we gonna do what we do, but I'm gonna try my best to get you all in here and out of here within 30 minutes. So hey, y'all. Hey, and welcome to 11 a.m. Talk with Angel Charmaine. I am Angel Charmaine, the owner of Speak Up Sis LLC. I'm also the editor in chief of Speak Up Sis magazine. And although I usually start on Mondays, we're starting strong today on a Tuesday because we don't always have to begin perfectly, right? Sometimes things happen and we do what it is that we have to do. So we just begin where we are. And this week's theme is the power of small shifts. So we're going to be talking about the power of small shifts. And today we're starting with a message I know somebody needs to hear because it's a message that I have to reaffirm with myself. And that is that you don't have to flip the whole table all at once. So stop trying to flip over that table all at once. That is what we're going to be talking about today on this Tuesday. If you are brand spanking new into the room, just a little bit of housekeeping. I do ask that you come on in because we are leaders and not lurkers. And if you're going to come in and share space with us, I invite you to speak. Say something in the comments. Hey girl, hey, how you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever your greeting of choice is, I welcome you to give that to us in the comments. Please don't lurk. We are leaders, all right? That's the first bit of housekeeping. Second, if you find information here interesting, valuable, meaningful, if you like being in this space, I welcome you to invite other people into the space. You can tag them in the live, you can share the live out, whatever you choose to do to invite someone into this space. Word of mouth is always amazing. So I welcome you to invite others into the space if you find value here and if you glean from this space. And the third thing I ask that you do is to engage with the live likes and hearts and angry faces, hugs, tears, whatever feeling you're having during this particular conversation. I welcome you to express it. It is how we increase the viewership and the visibility of this space. So I ask that you will comment, that you will engage, that you will share, and all that good stuff. And if you are not already connected to the Speak Up Sis YouTube channel, I do welcome you to subscribe to our Speak Up Sis YouTube channel. It is youtube.com/Speak Up Sis. Super duper easy to find. So I'm going to go ahead and see who's here already, who got here early and on time. And then we're going to jump into our conversation today. We're going to talk about you stopping trying to flip the table over the whole table all at one time. All right. So, excuse me, y'all. My lips are a little dry. I had to get a little bit of chapstick. Oh my goodness. Woo! Listen, we have the queen herself in the building today. Dominique Broomfield. How you doing, sis? It's been a minute. It has been a minute, but it is always good to see you. I see you. Let me just say, I see you making moves in the great state of Ohio. You're doing big things, wonderful things, and I'm always proud to see the work that you put in. So thank you for choosing to stop by today and join us, even if for a few moments. Thank you. Latoya, Dr. Mac, how you doing, sis? It's good to see you always. Thank you so much for coming into the building. Hey, I appreciate you this morning. Thank you. What's going on, Quincy Shelton? How you doing, Q? It's good to see you. It's always good to see the brothers stop in and glean a little bit as they are doing what they do on social media land. Thank you so much. Good morning to you as well. Again, if you are watching, we are leaders, not lurkers. We don't come in and sit quietly and shrink in the back trying not to be seen. Absolutely not. Every room you walk into, it is okay to allow your presence to be felt and to be known in the space. You are welcome here. You can shine as brightly as you want. We love it in this space. Rachel, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thank you for some sunshine today. Y'all see, I let Freedom look. I put her up on display today, y'all. Freedom was like, I want to show up today too. Can I show up? So I let Freedom come out to play just a little bit today as well. So let's go ahead and get into this because I got 30 minutes of your time and I want to make sure that I give you some good stuff this morning. So the first thing that I want to talk about today is the pressure to change everything. When we are trying to flip the whole table over at one time, there's this weight that, like, okay, I know something's not right. I need to figure it out. And so I'm just going to scrap everything. I'm going to start over. I'm going to change. I'm just going to flip the entire table over. For those of you who are trying to figure out what I mean by flipping the table over, oftentimes as leaders, when we see that we're not getting things done, maybe we think that things are not going the way that we want them to go. Oftentimes there's this feeling to just, turn everything over, start fresh, and just rip the band-aid off and do something fresh and do something new. And I'm telling you that there's a pressure in that. There's a pressure to just change everything because maybe one thing is not working, or maybe you feel like you have not been productive in a particular area. I remember as a school teacher, it used to aggravate me so terribly that the county would start something new, and the teachers would just, like, it would come down the pike, we would get started, within a year or two they were changing to something else, and we were like, okay, hold on a second, you haven't even given us time. You haven't even given us time to work this thing through. And so oftentimes there's this pressure to change everything. And so many of us, we're going to, we start feeling overwhelmed because it's like, oh my goodness, if my life doesn't get better, like in three days, I'm going to give it 3 weeks, right? I'm going to give it 3 months. Then we feel this pressure to change everything at once. If something is not working properly, that doesn't mean you got to topsy-turvy everything. Sometimes you just got to take one piece at a time. Sit down, observe what's going on, do some evaluation, right? We try to become brand spanking new overnight. Even those of us who are starting new businesses, if you have a new startup or something of that nature, you want to start a new program, you want to be brand spanking new overnight. You want to become whoever you think you're supposed to be overnight, right? So now you're going to have this new morning routine. You got this whole new fitness schedule. You got this whole new mindset. And all of it you're going to do in 1 week. You're going to do it in 1 week. Or maybe you're going to do it in 1 month. And sometimes that type of overhaul, it takes its toll on us mentally. It leads you into this place of burnout. You think you're going to get a breakthrough by flipping everything over and starting over and pushing it in this small amount of time, but you're not getting a breakthrough. What many people end up with is a burnout, and you end up in the place that you were trying not to be in, a place of being stagnant. Trust me, if you know me, then you know I'm talking to you from experience. Baby, I had bought the planner. I signed up for all the challenges. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just going to sign up for one challenge because when I get into my head, like, okay, I'm going to start fresh. I'm going to do this thing new. I know what I'm doing, right? I'm going to get this planner. I'm going to sign up for 2 or 3 challenges, right? Not one, right? I'm going to tell myself, like, okay, you can do this. Tell myself, okay, this time I'm going to do it all. I'm going to tick all the boxes. I'm going to do, and baby, I start fresh on Monday because Mondays are my days to start new things. I start on Monday. By Friday, I done crash and burn. Let me tell you something. The truth is, y'all, is that trying to flip the whole table over is it's just a cute little way to repackage procrastination. That's just the truth. I know. Let me take a look at these comments. Cause see, when I start saying stuff like that, then people get upset with me. How you doing, Sinigo Renee? Good morning. Thank you for speaking to everyone in the room. I appreciate you, sis. It's good to see you. Dina Berger, good morning, sis. Thank you for the coffee. Listen, I have already had my first cup of the day. As you can see, it's gone. I'm going to be getting another one in just a moment. Thank you for the good morning. I appreciate you. Are y'all tracking with me? Am I the only one who has done this? Am I the only one who has tried to do a full overhaul of business, of life, of a program, child, of eating, of fitness, or whatever? And it really just leads you into a place of not getting the thing done anyway. Am I the only one who has tried to flip the table over and end up procrastinating more than when I flip that table? Is it just me? Talk to me. I'm telling you, it's simply going to lead you to burnout. It's simply going to lead you to burnout. You can take baby steps. When we're trying to shift, when we're in the midst of a shift, when we're changing, I used to do like a little master class on making things happen. It was called Make It Happen. It's a Make It Happen masterclass. And one of the things that I talk about in that class is the power of small shifts, the power of doing something small, but doing it immediately. Oftentimes, when we plan, oh, we're going to get the planner and I'm going to do this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I'm going to plan. I'm not telling you not to plan. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not telling you not to plan. What I am saying is when you get into that place where you feel like you just need to do a full on overhaul of everything, you try to change up everything all at one time, and you're going to create this entirely new plan. You're going to start. Oftentimes, it's just going to lead you into a place of being overwhelmed. And so, what I have learned is that small changes that are done consistently are more powerful than dramatic ones that are done occasionally or that are done rarely. Dina says, oof, burnout is a real struggle, and it absolutely is. Dina says, procrastinating seems to be my new hobby. Baby, I'm going to tell you, okay? Trust me, I get a lot of things done, but I am overcoming procrastination. And let me tell you what that looks like for someone like me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I trained myself years and years. This is not something new. This is even when I was in high school, from high school to college, to being an educator, to starting a business and running. Listen, it is a thing. It is my nemesis. It is my Achilles heel. This idea that I work better under pressure. Come on. Come on. Don't make me feel like I'm by myself. The feeling, this idea, and it's a faulty way of thinking. It is. I would definitely chalk it up to some limiting beliefs. Okay, but the belief that I work better under pressure, and so I'll create because I'm a visionary. So I have these lofty dreams, these lofty ideas. I can see things far out before everybody else can. I can see the thing in the future. I can see how it works. But then when it comes to actually having to sit down and do the little bitty things, the minute things that people that you don't really think about. You see the big picture, these little things have to happen, but it's like so what'll happen oftentimes is I'll have this grand idea, I'll put it all together and do all the things. Then when it comes time to being disciplined, to sitting down and actually doing the everyday little things that need to happen in order to make this big vision come to pass, baby, yeah, your girl is overwhelmed. And so once I see that, oh, it needs to be done, then I get to working, 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 working. Is it going to get done? Absolutely. Is it going to be done well? Absolutely. But dare I say, good is often the enemy of best. Because if you're working under pressure like that and you're getting something really good, just think of what you can get done if you actually took your time to baby step it and be excellent in the baby steps. We're looking at being excellent in the grand scheme of things, but can you be excellent in the baby steps? Can you be excellent in the little things you're supposed to do every day? Can you be excellent in your daily tasks? Can you be excellent in the things that you're supposed to do within the week? Can you be excellent on a small scale? I promise you, if we practice being excellent in the little things, then you will be beyond excellent when you see the fruition of the thing in its fullness. Okay. Let me see, because all right. I'm talking to myself. Danielle says, no, you're okay. Thank you, Danielle. Danielle says, no, I'm not alone. Sometimes when you don't execute as planned, it can make you feel like a failure because everyone around you seems to be excelling. Exactly. And we talked about comparison and some conversations, long gone. But oftentimes we will look around at other people and it's like, ugh, they're getting so much done and I'm just not. And the truth is, it just takes a little tweaking of small things for us to get exactly where we believe we should be and where we want to be. And instead of trying to, here again, flip the whole script, we just need to, unfold some small things and work on those little things. Thank you, Dina. Dina says, I totally get you. Absolutely, Saniqua. She says it's a thinking error. It absolutely is a thinking error. I like that. I like the way you phrase that. Right? So you don't have to wake up one day and become somebody else. Because that's what we do. We wake up and like we want to become somebody totally different. All you need to do is just do one thing different and do that one thing consistently. And what does that look like practically? Because you all know that I believe in doing things practically, right? If you know that this is an issue for you, if you know that you are scrolling all day, if you know that you're spending more time, and granted, I understand social media is a big thing. If you're just starting in whatever it is you're doing, you may not be able to afford a social media manager, or you may not be able to afford a VA who's going to handle posting for you. And so you're probably going to have to end up posting. But what you have to do is, realize that this device can take up so much time. So instead of saying, you know what, I'm just going to fast from the internet, because that's what we do. I'm just going to stay away from this and that. It's not reasonable. You may do something like saying, you know what, I'm just going to not check my phone for the first 15 minutes of the morning. I'm just going to refrain from checking my phone. I'm going to put something in that first part of my day that I know I need to get done. If you know that fitness is a part of what you're working on, okay, as soon as I got for the first 30 minutes of the morning, I'm not even going to touch my phone. I'm going to put it on do not disturb until. So if you wake up at 7:00 in the morning, your phone might be on you can schedule this. You might set your phone to be on do not disturb from 7 to 7:30. So nothing is coming through. There aren't any beeps from social media platforms. You're not getting any messages. You're not getting email notifications. You're not getting anything between 7 a.m. and 7:30. And so you can just say, like, hey, I'm not going to check my phone for the first, 30 minutes of the morning. And in those 30 minutes, you can actually go ahead and do, like, if you're going to do a 15-minute walk, or whatever you need to do within that you typically put off, you handle it within those 30 minutes. And you tell yourself, like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm telling you, a little shift like that is going to make such a big difference in your day and in your life and in getting things done. You might say, you know what, I'm going to go to bed 30 minutes earlier. I don't think people understand the value of sleep. The sleep is so important. I have myself set to be in the bed by 9:30 at night and to be sleeping by 10. I promise you, if I am not sleeping by 10 o'clock, oh, my next day is not going to be good. If I am still up at 11, at 12, if I'm up at 11:30, if my eyes are open and I'm wandering and I'm thinking, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. It doesn't matter if it's something important I'm doing or something that's not essential. It doesn't matter. If I'm not asleep by 10 p.m., my next day is just not my morning is not going to go right. I'm going to miss something. Why? Because sleep and rest is an important part of ensuring that you are going to get the things done that you need to get done. So even if you say, I'm just going to go to bed 30 minutes earlier, just going to make sure, just that one bit, that one thing is going to shift things in your life. I promise you. I'm not telling you what I think, I'm telling you what I know. Right? If you're someone who's like, I need to drink more water, like I need to drink more water. And I just want to say this, folks, kidneys. I was reading the other night that most people who deal with kidney failure, they didn't have any like they weren't hurting. They didn't have any symptoms or anything, like nothing that they paid attention to. There were symptoms, but it wasn't anything that they thought was like wrong. And by the time they go to the doctor and the doctor's like, "Oh, you're on 30%," like it's like what? So if you know that you're drinking sodas all the time, you're drinking coffee all the time, you know you're not drinking enough water, you can do something as small as saying, you know what, before I have my morning coffee, I'm going to make sure that I have a bottle of water. Like as soon as my feet hit the floor, I got water sitting right here. I'm gonna drink a bottle of water before I even move for the day. It's the little things that you can do that are gonna help you. These are all examples of making small steps, doing little things excellently. Right? This the next thing I'm gonna say, I think is a really big thing, but it's another small step, but I think it's a huge step that makes a massive impact. It's a small step that makes a massive impact. Saying no to things that drain you. Saying no to things that you really don't want to do. Ugh. Y'all already know this is a big one. Like I said, it's a small step. Just saying no. It's a small step that makes a huge impact. I think most of us procrastinate, one, because we are not wanting to do the thing that we said we are going to do, and because we have obligated ourselves to do things that are not essential, things that don't align with what our vision is, or what our tasks are for the day, and we just don't want to do it. But you got to do it because you've obligated yourself. If you would just learn to tell folks no, 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 no. And we have had a whole talk on no, no, full stop, no. And I'm not even going to have any more discussion about that. No, just being no. I'm telling you, getting quiet. Once I started getting to a place where I was like, okay, I'm not going to pick up my phone the first thing in the morning, things shift. Now I can get up, I can get my workout in, I can do my walk, but I'm going to tell you, if if I do not go to bed on time, if I don't drink water like I'm supposed to, it impacts how I move the next day. I'm going to wake up the next day. I'm going to be puffy and swollen. I'm going to feel dry. My eyes going to be dry. I'm going to have dried up boogies. It's going, I'm not, listen, why? Because I didn't drink all the water I was supposed to do the previous day. If I don't go to bed on time, I'm going to be just dragging and groggy, and I don't feel like moving, which means I'm probably not going to get up and go get in the gym. I'm not going to go walk. I'm not going to do. So now my day is already behind. Why? Because I'm not on my routine. So now when it's time for, so then the thought is, okay, I'm just gonna scrap everything, start a whole new routine, do all this. And no, I don't need to scrap and create anything new. I simply need to be consistent with adhering to the little things. That's what this conversation is about. When you get to that place where you feel like things aren't working, stop trying to flip over the whole thing and start all fresh and doing it and coming up with this whole new. No, it's not that your plan is off. It's that you are trying to do everything at one time when you really need to begin to perfect the little things. Give yourself grace, give yourself time. I know we make smart goals, but I believe sometimes our time and the smart, right? The time, I think that time component sometimes is unrealistic. I think we set our time components based on what other people are doing or what other people say, or somebody says that you should be able to do this in 30 days, or if you do this in 21 days, or the most people who do this at 31 days. No, you need to set that time to something that is realistic and obtainable for you. For you. You tracking? Hey, Tamika, thank you so much for joining today. I appreciate you. Saying no to people is difficult. It's difficult. Quincy says I stay up late because I feel as if my free time after work was too short if I go to bed early. So, Q, let me ask you this. Does getting that extra free time, if you will, is it beneficial? Is it helping you? Right? Is it helping you? Are you able to grab the few minutes that you add at the end of the day? Are you able to grab them in the morning? For example, if you stay up, let's say you tell yourself that you're going to go to bed at 9:45, and then you add an extra hour on, and you're not going to bed until 10:45. Are you able to, instead of waking up at 6:45, are you able to wake up at 7:45? So my thing is, if you feel like this is, I need this extra time in the evening, are you able to recoup that time in the morning so that it levels out for you? At the end of the day, though, at our big ages, just let me say, those of us who are 40 plus, and I'm going to say even 45 plus, baby, we need sleep. And that little bit of 3-4 hours that, like, we need more sleep than that in order to function at our optimal level. We absolutely need more sleep. Hey, Latoya, how you doing, sis? Thank you for popping in this morning. I appreciate you. Okay. Got to get the sleep in. You need rest, people. So my question for you is, what is one thing that you can shift today that would make an impact on your productivity? What is one thing that you could shift? Something that's small, but that if you started doing it would make a large impact. Let me see them in the chat. What's one thing that you can shift today? Just one. Don't let see, and some of us have the feel like you want to list all these different. Oh, I could do all these things. I'm not asking you all those things. That's flipping the whole table. That's what I want you to work on not doing. Just one thing. What's one thing that you can shift? One small thing that you can shift today that will bring about a great impact on your productivity, and maybe not even your productivity, but your well-being, right? Your health, your mental wellness. One thing. And allow this to be just a little bit of accountability for you today. I don't see y'all typing. You know you cannot come into this space and not work. Maybe I need to start adding that to the housekeeping at the beginning. That if you're going to be in this space, typically I'm going to ask you to work. There's something you're going to have to do. There's something that you're going to have to put in place. Dina says, girl, my mind was just sent into overload with everything I could do today. I want you, and when I tell you, I get this on a cellular level, Dina. It's even trying to choose one out of the many can send me into a place of stagnation where I just don't do anything. But I want you to try. I want you to push through that feeling and give me one thing, just one. It can be the smallest thing. It doesn't even matter, but just give me one. Okay, Tamika says stealing moments of quiet time. So I like this. I absolutely like this, Tamika. The only thing about the only thing about this is that it leaves so much room to not get done. Because if the one little thing that you say you could shift is to steal moments of quiet time, you can always find reasons that this isn't a good moment. You know what I'm saying? So maybe like I'm going to have a moment of quiet time during my lunch. I'm going to steal a moment of quiet time during lunch, right? Or I'm going to steal a moment of quiet time uh, before everyone wakes up in the morning or something. Because then it gives you it actually gives you a moment to you're telling, I'm going to take this time. This is going to be the time. This is it. But when we say, I'm going to steal some moments of quiet time, child, you'll be working and a moment will show up, but then something else will happen. And then a moment will show up and then you'll find a reason that that's not a good moment. And a moment will show up, but then someone will come in that you feel like you got to give them that moment. So you'll get lots of moments because I'm sure you already have lots of moments that you could steal, but you don't steal them. Right? So being a little bit more specific about a possible time that you could actually steal that moment. You know, maybe, listen, maybe when you have to go to the restroom, right? So let's say you're working. Let's say you actually go into a place of work, or even if I know that you work from home, right? Even if you say I'm going to steal an extra moment of quiet time when I go to the restroom. So instead of running to the restroom, tinkling real quick, wash your hands and get back to work, you might walk a little more slowly, right? When you wash your hands, you may take a few minutes, like you wash your hands, you just kind of stand there for a few and just kind of look at yourself, just kind of breathe, take that time to just kind of take a few moments, do a little meditation on your wrist, a little 60-second meditation, do some breathing or whatever like that, right? So now you're actually like, when I go to the restroom, I'm going to steal those moments. I know it doesn't sound like much, but if you're not doing anything at all, it's gonna be a big thing. Right? A regular sleep pattern would be the most essential. So, Dina, here we go. You could do something as simple as saying, I am going to begin going to bed at such and such time. And I actually usually, it's charging right now, but usually I have my watch on. And I don't know if you all hear this ringing sometimes when I'm on here, but it rings and it tells me, and I have it set 9:30, it says like go to bed. Go to bed 9:30. There's a buzzer. 9:30, go to bed. And then you just and here's the thing, become excellent at doing the little thing. If the buzzer goes off and says go to bed, go to bed. Go to bed. Can I just be so transparent with you all? Because some of y'all, I have to be careful with the internet, because folks try to go in on you on this internet. They will. Folks will take what you say and they will run with it. Just let me say, I bathe every day. I bathe every day. I brush my teeth every day. I do all the things. But I will say, not but, because that cancels out what I just said. And I will say, sometimes when that buzzer rings at 9:30, if I have not gone in and taken my shower and done all the things for the night, baby, I will throw on them PJs and get right into bed. I'll take my shower in the morning. I'll do it in the morning. It's my bed. It's mine. You know, some people, oh my gosh, I could never get into bed without taking a shower. That's your business. But for me, because going to sleep, getting in the bed by 9:30 is so important to my mental well-being and me being able to do the things that I need to do every day. At 9:30, if I have not done all the steps and the rituals that I typically do before getting in the bed, at 9:30, baby, I'm putting on my pajamas. I'm getting in the bed. Period. It's little things like that. Here again, it's not just about operating in excellence on the big scale, on the large scale, at the fullness when you're in front of everybody, but you want to be excellent in the little things that you're doing as well. Like sticking to when you say you're going to go to bed. If a regular sleep pattern would be the most essential thing for you, then a first step would be to set yourself a bedtime and then practice going to sleep at that time. Practice going to sleep at that time. You may even baby step yourself into it. So let's say if right now you're not going to bed until like midnight, but your goal is to be in the bed, your full goal may be to be in the bed by 9:30. You might just say, okay, I typically go to sleep at 12 midnight, but I'm just going to at least start being in the bed by 11 o'clock. Here, you chop a whole hour off what you typically do. You're not quite at 9:30 yet, but you're an hour, right? And so once you get consistent and be in the bed by 11 o'clock, you're consistent with being in the bed by 11 o'clock, then you can say, oh, I've been feeling a little better. Okay, this is working. I can see I do it. So now I'm going to see about going to bed at 10 o'clock. I'm going to see about how I feel going to bed at 10 o'clock. You work on getting to bed. Sometimes you may not get into bed by 10. You may be a little 10:30, a little 10:45, but it's not 11, right? So then you get consistent with being in the bed by 10 o'clock, being in bed by 10 o'clock, being in bed by 10 o'clock. Okay, you're consistent. Now you move it on down. So eventually you will get to 9:30. Right? Tamika says, hide in my closet in the dirty clothes basket for a few minutes. Baby, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. If you got to go hang out in the laundry room, hang out in the laundry room. If you got to go sit on the back porch, sit on the back porch. You got to lock yourself in the bathroom, lock yourself in the bathroom. If you got to just go sit out in the car and just chill, do what you need to do to grab those moments. If you know that is what you need in the day, do what you have to do. I promise you, shifting one small thing is going to prove to you that you can shift anything. Getting to a place where you begin to see you making these pivotal moves in little spaces, and you will start seeing the benefit of those small changes. You'll realize that, hey, I can totally make larger changes. The proof is always going to be in the pudding, y'all. The proof is always going to build a belief for you. I used to tell my students all the time, it's those small accomplishments that builds confidence that you can do bigger things. If you're used to making F's, The very first time that you make a D, you're gonna be like, okay, I didn't make an F. And now when you start making C's, you're gonna be like, man, I ain't make no F. By the time you start making C's, when you used to making F's, you're gonna feel very accomplished. You're gonna be like, this is possible because there was a time when you didn't think it was possible to even get a C. Accomplishment will build the confidence that you can do bigger and better and greater things. That type of accomplishment and though that type of confidence is going to lead you to transformation. It's in the little things. So don't flip the whole table. Listen, just adjust one thing. Just adjust one thing at a time. That's enough to start. It's enough to start. It's enough to make a difference. I will start tonight. I will start by eliminating distractions that keep me up later. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. And I love what you said, Dina, because you said I will start by eliminating distractions because you know what keeps you from going to sleep at a decent hour. And sometimes before you even set a time, you got to deal with why you're doing it, right? I love it. 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 So make sure you know you can be in my inbox, Dina. You know I love to get inbox messages from you. Let me know how it works. Let me know. Even if you go to bed 15 minutes earlier, I don't care. Let me know. I'm gonna hold your feet to the fire with this one. Let me know when you go to bed tonight. That's right, Saniqua. We're not flipping the whole table. If the table is looking a mess, baby, just fix the forks. That's it. Just fix the forks. Listen, put the forks in place. Put the knives in place, right? Just do a little thing on that table at a time. You ain't gotta flip the whole thing. Because that is enough to start. So tomorrow, y'all, we're gonna be right back here tomorrow, and we're gonna talk about consistency being more important than the hustle. I know, y'all don't want to talk about that because hustle culture got us all messed up out here. I'm not saying that business people don't have a hustle. Every business person, every entrepreneur, anybody wanting to do anything great, you got to have a hustle in you. But dare I say, and granted, some of y'all might say, well, Angel, the people hustling, they doing better than you. And that's fine. But I'm going to tell you, Angel got a peace of mind. Angel is free. Angel don't be out here stressed out talking about she trying to take herself out of here. She not doing that. Angel not drinking and smoking to make myself feel better. I'm not having to pop nothing to get sleep at night. I absolutely am not. Nobody having to sign me up and lock me down nowhere. No, 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 no. Nope. Nope. I promise you. There's a blessing and peace. There's a blessing and rest. So yeah, some people are out here hustling, but y'all don't know what they dealing with on the back end. They out here hustling and their hearts ain't working right. They out here hustling, their body shutting down on them. They out here hustling and listen, okay? That's not happening to me. It's not happening to me. So you got to choose. You have to choose. What are you willing to give up for the hustle? Does hustle culture work? Obviously, it works. There are people who are, they get into whatever it is they want. Is it the way that God wants us to do things? I don't believe so. I don't believe so because He tells us that we should rest. There's a time and a place for everything. So, tomorrow we're going to talk a little bit about consistency versus hustling and, maybe how to find some harmony in those things because you need a little hustle. You got to hustle. You got to put your hand to the plow and get the work done. At the same time, rest is imperative. So, consistency can help us to stay on the grind without burning out and still get done what we need to get done. All right. I will see you all tomorrow. Yes, Tanika says it's a marathon, not a sprint, especially if you're doing big things. Especially if you're doing big things. And a lot of people who push hustle culture, they fail to tell people how long they hustled before they got to where they are. Some of these people hustle, 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 don't sleep. You can sleep, we not. Listen, they don't, a lot of them don't tell you they've been hustling for 30 years. Yeah, they are where they are and they've been there for 10 or 15, but they hustle for 30. Now their bodies is broken down. They don't know their children. They will help their spouse is ready to get rid of them. I mean, what you willing to give up? What are you willing to give up? What is a non-negotiable? For me, I got to give up too much for that extreme hustle. I'd rather learn to be consistent and to get where I'm going to get in God's due time versus me trying to create my own time. All right. So, with that, I'm going to give you all some love today, and I will see you all tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, for 11 a.m. Talk with Angel Charmaine. Listen, if you have not subscribed to Speak Up Sis Magazine, go ahead and do that. You can go to speakupsismagazine.com. If you don't have a subscription, we have two options. You can subscribe for our annual print subscription, which will come with the digital subscription as well, or you can simply get the digital subscription without the print subscription, and you will get the new release as soon as it is released each quarter. And with that, everybody, y'all have a fabulous